In the vast expanse of the ancient world, the Roman Empire stood as a colossus, stretching its imperial reach across continents and centuries. From its humble origins as a city-state, it evolved into a formidable empire, encompassing diverse cultures and peoples. At the heart of this great empire lay the beating pulse of its military might, the legions. The legions were the backbone of the Roman military system, the embodiment of disciplined strength and unwavering loyalty. With their iconic red tunics and gleaming armor, they marched in perfect unison, instilling awe and fear in equal measure. The legions were the protectors of Roman territory, defending its borders with a resolute determination that echoed through history. But how big can these legions get? Hey, welcome back to History in Minutes. Today, we'll be measuring the size of Rome's largest army, and how large these bad boys can get. Structure of a legion. The structure of a Roman legion was a well-organized hierarchy, designed to ensure effective command and control over the troops. Within the legion, various ranks and roles existed, each with its own responsibilities and duties. At the pinnacle of the legion's command structure stood the leginus legionis, or legionary legate. This was the highest ranking officer within the legion and was appointed by the Roman Senate or the emperor. The legatus legionis was responsible for overall command, strategy, and coordination of the legion's operations. Assisting the legatus legionis were the tribuni militum, or the military tribunes. Typically, there were 6 military tribunes in the legion, each appointed by the Roman Senate. These tribunes served as staff officers, assisting the legatus legionis in administrative tasks, maintaining discipline, and liaising with other units or authorities. The backbone of the legion was formed by the centurions. These experienced and skilled officers held command over the centuries, which were the primary tactical units of the legion. Each century consisted of around 80 men, and was led by a centurion, who was responsible for training, discipline, and leading his soldiers in battle. Centurions were often promoted from the ranks of experienced legionnaires, based on their demonstrated leadership abilities and combat skills. The bulk of the legion's manpower comprised the legionaries themselves, known as soldiers. These legionaries were Roman citizens who enlisted in the army for a fixed period, usually 20 years of service. They were highly disciplined, well-equipped, and received extensive training in various combat techniques and formations. The soldiers formed the maniples, which were smaller subunits within the centuries. In addition to the legionaries, the Roman legions made use of auxiliary troops. These were non-citizen soldiers, often recruited from conquered territories or allied regions. The auxiliaries served in specialized roles such as cavalry, archers, or infantry. They provided valuable support to the legionaries and added versatility to the legion's capabilities. The structure of a Roman legion was a well-balanced system, allowing for efficient command and control. The legatus legionis provided overall leadership, supported by the military tribunes. The centurions led the soldiers on the ground, while the legionaries and auxiliary troops formed the backbone of the legion's fighting force. This hierarchical structure enabled the legions to function as a cohesive and effective military unit, contributing to the Roman Empire's military dominance. The size of the Roman legion. The size of the Roman legion varied throughout different periods of Roman history, reflecting changes in military tactics, organization, and societal factors. The size of legions differed from the early Republican period, late Republican period, and imperial period. During the early Republican period, which was the 5th century BCE to the 3rd century BCE, legions were relatively smaller compared to later periods. A legion typically consisted of around 3,000 to 4,200 men, divided in several smaller units called maniples. Each maniple consisted of 2 centuries, and each century contained around 60 to 80 soldiers. This structure allowed for flexibility and maneuverability on the battlefield. In the late Republican period, the 3rd century BCE to 27 BCE, legions gradually increased in size due to the expansion of Roman territories and the need for larger armies. Legions during this time typically had 4,200 to 6,000 men. The maniple system was still in place, but the number of maniples within a legion increased. Consequently, the number of soldiers in each century decreased slightly. With the establishment of the Roman Empire and the transition to the imperial period, which was 27 BCE and onwards, the size of the legions underwent further changes. The standard legion size during this period was approximately 5,000 to 6,000 men. The organization shifted from the maniple system to a more streamlined structure based on cohorts. A cohort consisted of 6 centuries, each consisting of around 80 men. Therefore, a cohort contained approximately 480 soldiers. A legion during the imperial period usually comprised 10 cohorts, resulting in a total of around 4,800 soldiers. Additionally, each legion was supported by auxiliary troops, further augmenting its size and capabilities. The use of cohorts allowed for greater control and cohesion on the battlefield. This new structure emphasized the strength of the legion as a unified force, capable of executing complex tactical maneuvers. Centurions continued to hold leadership positions within centuries, ensuring discipline and effective command within the legion. Overall, the size of the Roman legion evolved over time, reflecting the changing needs of the expanding Roman Empire. From the smaller legions to the early Republican period, to the standardized cohorts of the imperial period, the Roman legions adapted to maintain military superiority and support the empire's expansive ambitions. Support staff, non-combat personnel, and specialized units. The support staff and non-combat personnel played crucial roles within the Roman legion, contributing to its functionality, logistics, and overall effectiveness. These individuals were responsible for various tasks that supported the combat units and ensured the smooth operation of the legion. One important group of non-combat personnel within a legion were the auxiliaries. These were non-citizen troops recruited from conquered territories or allied regions. Auxiliaries served in specialized roles such as cavalry, archers, infantry, or even as skilled craftsmen. They provided valuable support to the legionaries, adding diversity to the legion's capabilities and augmenting its combat strength. Artisans and craftsmen were essential to a legion's logistical and maintenance needs. Within a legion's camp, skilled individuals such as blacksmiths, armorers, carpenters, and engineers worked tirelessly to repair weapons and equipment, construct fortifications, and ensure the overall functionality of the legion's infrastructure. These craftsmen were vital in maintaining the legion's operational readiness, ensuring that soldiers had well-maintained weapons and a secure base of operations. Non-combat personnel comprised another important group within the legion. These individuals included medical personnel, cooks, clerks, and other administrative staff. Medical personnel, such as medici or surgeons, attended to the health and the well-being of the soldiers, treating injuries and illnesses. Cooks were responsible for preparing meals and ensuring the soldiers were adequately fed. Administrative staff handled paperwork, logistics, and the organization of supplies, ensuring the efficient functioning of the legion. Specialized units within a legion further enhanced its capabilities and versatility. The cavalry formed an integral part of Roman military operations, providing speed, mobility, and reconnaissance. These mounted troops, known as the equites, were skilled horsemen who could engage in both shock and skirmish warfare. Archers and slingers were another specialized unit within a legion. These ranged troops provided long-range support, raining down projectiles upon the enemy from a distance. They played a vital role in softening enemy formations before the legionaries engaged in close combat. Siege specialists, known as the fabbri or mucinari, were responsible for constructing and operating siege engines and equipment. They played a critical role during sieges, building and operating devices such as battering rams, siege towers, and catapults, enabling the legion to breach enemy fortifications. Skirmishers and scouts formed units of light infantry, adept at reconnaissance, ambushes, and hit-and-run tactics. These agile soldiers excelled at gathering intelligence, disrupting enemy formations, and engaging in rapid maneuvers. The presence of these specialized units within a legion showcased the Romans' strategic approach to warfare, encompassing a wide array of tactics and skills. These units worked in harmony with the legionaries, complementing their abilities and enhancing the legion's overall effectiveness on the battlefield. How are legions deployed? Legions in the Roman Empire were strategically deployed across various provinces to maintain control, defend borders, and enforce Roman authority. The Roman Empire encompassed vast territories, and legions were crucial for maintaining order and securing the empire's interests. Legions were distributed across provinces based on military and political considerations. Provinces with higher security threats or a history of unrest received a larger number of legions. For example, regions prone to external invasions or border disputes, such as Britannia, Germania, or the eastern provinces, often held a significant legionary presence. Each province typically had its own governor, who was responsible for administrating the region and commanding the legions stationed there. The governor would coordinate with the central Roman authorities to ensure effective governance and military control. The legions acted as a show of force, deterring potential uprisings and protecting the empire's interests. In addition to their deployment across provinces, legions were stationed in fortress garrisons. These fortified bases, known as castra, provided a secure headquarters for the legion, from where it could conduct military operations, train soldiers, and maintain a constant presence. Fortresses were strategically located to control key transportation routes, monitor border regions, or project Roman power into newly conquered territories. The legacy of Roman legions in military history endures to this day. Their military tactics, organizational structures, and discipline have often influenced numerous subsequent armies and shaped the evolution of warfare. The Roman Empire's use of legions as a tool of conquest and control set a standard for military excellence and left an indelible mark on the annals of military history. Well, this ends today's video. If you learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe for more History in Minutes.